Hey guys, Shiraz here. Welcome back if you are watching from the start, and welcome if you just started watching these videos. So, today we are going to solve OS command injection, the simple case exercise on Portswigger Labs. Like how I told you, we are going to solve all of these eventually and everything on Portswigger Lab. So, if you're following, that's great. If you're not, hit the subscribe button probably and leave comments if you have questions. And also I have explained OS command injection in a little bit details on my other video that I posted. So go ahead and check that out. I'll link it in the description. For this lab itself, I will also paste the link in the description box so you can straight away go and check it out. Now we are over here, so let's just access the lab and see what's going on over here. So the lab itself says the application executes a shell command containing user supplied product and store IDs and return the raw output from the command's response. So to solve this lab, we have to execute whoami command and determine if the name of what is the name of the current user. Okay, so let's go ahead and check it out. This is the first page of the website, and as the challenge said that the OS command injection vulnerability is in the product stock checker. So I was playing around with this and I found that the product checker functionality is over here in any product. If you go on details, you go over here and click on check stock, then you get this thing over here. So if we try that, we are just playing around with the input. That's how you would do it in real life. Nobody will tell you that OS command injection is present over here. So let's just assume that this is a real website and you can check the stocks for the items here. So what we are going to do is we are going to look what the website is doing when we run this. So I've made another video for installing Fox and configuring Foxy Proxy. So if you don't have it configured, go and check that out. Meanwhile, I'll just go over here and use use this one for all my default URLs and then check what I can do. So I have burp open here. On burp, I have hooked my browser to this, and in intercept, I'm going to go and turn on intercept, and then I'll click on the check stock button. Right as I did this, I got a product ID equals to 1 and store ID equals to 1. Okay, and if I forward this request, I get the results. Let's choose Paris and do this once more. So we have store ID and product ID as the URL parameters, and then we're going to click forward and it will show us the new output. If you watch over here, I think I should explain this better. So if you click on Milan and do the check stock thing again, look at it here. It's not updated yet because the request went from our browser to burp, and then now if we forward it, we'll probably get an update. See, 52 from 22. So now let's see what's going on in the backend. So I'll explain it with a little bit of slide. So welcome to the PowerPoint presentation, guys. And let's understand the functionality here. So we have the insecure website URL over here. This is the website that's probably vulnerable to OS command injection. In our case, the ID of Burp Suite Academy and the lab's ID. And after the slash, this is the API endpoint that's vulnerable. In this case, it's just checking out the whatever the stock is. So if we give it the product ID and store ID, these are the URL parameters that goes on when we click the check stock button and submit it. So when we click that button, on the browser sends a request to check the stock status API endpoint with these values. Now let's see what happens when it reaches to the server. So on probably in this scenario, what's going on is there is a script called stockreport.pl. It's a Perl script in this case. So what is happening here is whatever we pass in these URL parameters, the product ID one and the store ID one, like here we have passed 381 and 29. So it goes away and straightly passes to the script that we are running for checking the stock. So 381 and 29 are passed straight away from store ID and product ID because the script expects them to be in that format. So now what an attacker would try to do is, so here we have the command that we would try to do. So the AND character itself is a separator of commands. So if you write on a terminal something before this, first that command will be executed. Then the AND command will chain another command. In this thing, we have echo and some string here. That's what it's going to echo out. And then the AND character. This AND character, I'll tell you why it is there in a second. So what happens here is, in this scenario, we have this. If we want to pass this exact string in the script or on the terminal, what we can try to do is, if we pass it into the product ID URL parameter, it will go and run it like this. So the script will be the same because that's coded on the backend, but the and echo Shiraz would be the things in the product ID. The string would be in product ID and will be passed through directly to the terminal. And the other and would, if let's say the script expects something and then there are some terminal arguments or something after that, this AND parameter will save us from whatever there is, and we won't get any errors if we try to execute this command. So this is just for the safety of our payload that we are trying to run. After this, let's see the output. So I tried this before, and this is the output that we got as expected. So error, because the first command, this script expects us to give it two numbers, and product ID was not given to it. Because if we had given a number over here and then gave echo Shiraz and something, then we won't get this error. But in this case, we don't have a product ID. That's why it threw an error. Then we had the string echo Shiraz. So what echo does is it just prints out whatever we tell it to. So echo Shiraz will just print out Shiraz on the terminal. In this case, it did that. And after the and we have 29, which doesn't mean anything to Linux or Windows. It's not a command. So we got an error that command 29 is not found. Now, these are some useful commands. If you are checking for OS command injection website, this is how you would probably start to exploit things and start to get to know what kind of environment you are in. In this case, name of current user, who am I, and who am I in Windows as well. This would give you the name of current user. This is probably what we are going to use because uh, in this case, we are trying to actually get the name of the URL, like the user that's running the web application. So that there is, and you can gain access to whatever the version of the system is. Uname A will show you the version on Linux. On Windows, ver will. You can see the network configurations. It's ifconfig or ipconfig/all, network connection, netstat, and so on and so forth. You can check these out if you want. Now get to the demo, guys. Little bit easier. Now I'm going to try one of those things that we tried at first. In this scenario, I'm going to try the payload that we thought we would, I showed you in the slides. So here we have it, Shiraz, and then something else, any random number. I'm going to URL encode the AND character because AND character means a separator in HTTP request, and that's not good for us. So I'm going to select the URL characters, both the AND characters, and then I'm going to press Control U. And then after this one, we actually need AND character because that's a separator. This is a separate URL parameter. And now we are going to send it. Now when we send it, we get an error, but this is not what we expected as an error. So we get that shell 121 is not found, then Shiraz is not found, and then the script is has an unbound variable of 2. That's weird. Let's say what we did wrong here. So I got it. So the number that we sent over here, we shouldn't have sent over here because that's what is not found. That's what's coming as not found. So let's try as the other parameter. Let's set it back to 1 or 3 or whatever. Delete our payload from here. Set the product ID as 1 and then try the payload in store ID because it's on the lateral side of the program. So we'll give it 1 as the store ID, and then we'll add an AND command. Or rather than AND, I'm going to try pipe here for and then we'll type in who am I, and then we should probably get results here. Let's send it. Yeah, we got who am I. Yeah, and that's, I think it should be solved by now. Let's refresh the page and see if it's solved. Sorry, it's in the proxy tab. Let's turn intercept off, and we have solved the lab. So what happened here? At first I tried with the AND command when I was not recording, just didn't want to waste your time, and with a 2 here or something, and it worked, but it didn't showed up in the output itself, because 2 is the only error that we got. So that's probably something happened in the backend and the script ran successfully, but after that the command did not show us the output. So when we tried it with who am I, or we can do cat etc hosts and send it. Yeah, we can run any command on the system that we want. So this is what OS command injection means in the simplest of its ways. We are going to see a little bit more complicated exercise as we go in the next one. See you guys on the next video. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment and like the video and subscribe if you want to see more of these. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.